Hey, this is Dr. Mariza, women's hormone expert, author, and the host of the Essentially You podcast. And today I want to talk about warning signs to know if you are operating in survival mode. Now, I have had the opportunity to work with hundreds and hundreds of women over the years, and I find that a lot of us at one point or another are operating in survival mode. Now, personal experience, I can tell you that I have operated in survival mode for decades, not years, but decades. It's actually the reason why this has become such important work for me is that I had lots of trauma as a child and I learned skill sets to survive those moments. And I leveraged those skill sets to get me through my 20s and my 30s. The result of that is that I had severe chronic fatigue at 30 years old because my mitochondria just burned out. Also, my metabolism burned out. I put on a lot of weight. I had hormones that were completely deregulated. And then I also ended up getting an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Also, because I was operating in survival mode far too much of the time. So I know that there are physiological, emotional, even relationship impact when we are in that survival mode state a lot. Now, the one thing I've also learned is that a lot of us don't necessarily know that we're in it. We're just trying to get things done. We're just trying to handle business. We're just trying to take care of all the obligations of every day. And it can be hard to figure out what's really important and what's not. What ends up happening is we feel overwhelmed. We feel like we need to kick up that stress response system to get things done. We leverage our energy to get things done. And over time, it just burns us out, not only physically, but it can burn us out in a lot of other ways as well. So I wanted to just point out the 12 warning signs that you are operating in survival mode. And it's just listen in and see if anything resonates with you. I always say if 2 to 3 of these start to resonate, it's worth taking a look at what you can do to just get your body out of that survival running system, right? When we're operating in the stress response system, the sympathetic system, and learn how to be able to operate in the parasympathetic, like be able to calm yourself down. I get it's very hard. And if anyone tells me to calm down, ooh, I will fire up that stress response system even faster. It's more so for your own benefit so that you're not running your hormones and your metabolism and your body into the ground. So here we go. Here are the 12 warning signs you may be operating in survival mode. You say things like, I gotta go. I'm running late. I'm super busy. I'm so busy. You may find yourself getting upset when things change unexpectedly, like it was not a part of the plan. You feel irritated when obligations stack up and you're not able to handle them. You wake up feeling like there isn't enough time in the day to get everything done. You find yourself sighing a lot, just, right? Just sighing. You go to bed worrying that you didn't finish your to-do list or your to-do tasks. How often does that happen, right? You find yourself craving a salty or sugary snack in the middle of the day or late at night before bed. You don't remember simple things like where you forgot your glasses, or you're struggling with word recall, or you can't find the next sentence that you were going to say, or maybe you find yourself blanking out like a zombie at the computer screen. You get sick easily, so coughs and infections take long to resolve. You need caffeine to function throughout the day. You feel unmotivated to do the things you used to like to do. And you may be feeling exhausted in the middle of the day, especially around 3 or 4 p.m. Like you just hit a wall and it's really hard to kind of get yourself back in the game. So if any of these 12 warning signs resonate with you, especially if there's 2 or 3 or more, it's worth listening to the next steps that I have to offer. Remember, I am a recovering stressaholic and I've recovered most of the time from being in survival mode. I will say that it is an automatic response sometimes for us. And so the more that we can practice pulling ourselves out of that, the better it's going to be for our bodies and our hormones. So the first thing that's really important is awareness. You can't really fix it or like train your body or really like mega practice it. It's more an awareness. What you may notice is that your shoulders are tight or that your chest is getting a little bit tight, like all of a sudden things are constrictive. You may also notice that you're talking very quickly, or you may notice that you are firing off things harshly or that you're abrupt in your speaking, right? It's kind of like you're spitting fire in a lot of ways. That may notice. And also, it's worth noticing how people are responding to you. If they're kind of like, oh goodness, have that response, maybe to get defensive, it could be that you're firing off that stress response system. So it's really important to notice when you're getting triggered. You may notice it in your body. You may notice it because of other people. You may notice how you're responding. Maybe you're moving very fast. little too fast. Again, that is that go, go, go survival mode. Number two, it's once you get aware, it's important to put space in front of that awareness and you being edgy and triggered. So important here is to just breathe it out. So if anytime I'm having a moment and I'm feeling like I'm struggling, and my brain wants to go into that, like, oh my gosh, survival mode or get things done mode, I just start breathing and give myself space. And in that space, I'm able to calm down that stress response mode so that I don't start over firing and start like going into do mode and going into correct mode and strategy mode and fix everything mode. It's important there. Next, something worthwhile, if there's people in the household, maybe you're at home or you can call a friend, I would say like shoot a text, send a voice memo, let a friend know. Just, if you can get a hug or someone to give you just like a little rub on the back, that'll help to ease some of that energy, that flooded energy that you're experiencing. And then also as a preemptive, I think this is the most powerful way. This has been the most powerful way for me, is to bookend your day. So your morning and your evening with rituals that are only for you. That way you have an action plan. That way you have an intention for the day. So it doesn't feel like the day is caught up on you or the day happens to you. It says the day is happening for you. One of my favorite affirmations that I love to say is that everything is happening for me and I feel fully supported. When I repeat this affirmation a lot, anytime I'm feeling triggered, I'm feeling like I'm going to go into survival mode, like I got to go handle things mode, I just remind myself that everything is happening for me and that I am fully supported. And that immediately calms my brain. It calms that survival kickoff, that trigger, and I'm able to relax into myself. The other thing that I love to do is to just go walk, take a 5-minute walk. I do an emotional lap, right? Just do a walk around your living room or a walk around your house or a walk outside in the backyard to kind of reset, move that energy, and to get yourself back to a place of calm and relaxation. Again, the name of the game here is awareness. The more that we become aware of when we're feeling triggered, when we're feeling like we're firing off that survival mode response, the more that we can begin to create space between that reaction and how we really want to approach the experience and the circumstance. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you again is because over time, if we keep firing off that survival mode, it's going to wear on us on a physiological level. And that's just something I don't want to have happen to you, especially when you are doing so many big things in the world. So if any of this helps you today, one, just identifying if you're firing on that stress response system, or even the tools to then how to move yourself out of it, you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Mariza.